Hi everyone, it's Sarah here. Today I am back working in my Project Life album and I'm using the Felicity Jane Jill kit. This is actually my very first page of 2019. I'm working in a 6x12 album and this is kind of my first spread using a 3x3 grid. And I am absolutely loving it. It has definitely simplified the whole process. I think it's part of the reason that this spread came together so quickly, which is great because I'm working in a weekly format this year, so I'm hoping to get more pages done in a shorter time period. But I was able to just trim down some of the 3x4 cards, just trimming a half an inch off of each end, and then they fit perfectly in those little square pockets. So I have that mustard yellow heart, and that really cool kind of chevron design, and then that love you sentiment. Those were originally 3x4 cards, but they fit perfectly in there. So that was really fun. And I'm just trying to balance out my page now. I'm cutting down some of the 12x12 pattern papers. If you're not familiar with the Felicity Jane kits, you do get a pack of 3x4 cards, but you can always trim down the pattern papers that come inside the kit. A lot of the patterns have like smaller designs on them, like that star page. So I find that trimming those down to fit the 3x4 pockets or even the 4x6 pockets still works really well. And then there's always a neutral side on the back of those colored pattern papers, so those work really great for journaling as well. Just going through my die cut pieces now and the little bits and bobs, and I'm selecting what labels I want to use and what little sentiments I want to add on. I really love how that happy flag looks on that mustard yellow heart. I'm keeping it really simple, trying not to add too much to this grid side because I do have so many photos and cards going on, so there's already quite a bit in that page. But I do want to kind of have fun with it and just add in some little pieces here and there. Figuring out kind of what label I want to use on this title card. So I've decided that I'm not always going to have my title card be in the top left-hand corner like I did last year. I'm just going to try to find space wherever I can to add my date. I might even end up adding it onto photos if I need to. It's all about trying to find space for the things that I want to add in, just because I am working in a smaller area than last year. Last year I switched between 6x12 and 9x12 pages, so I had the flexibility there. But I'm using a 6x12 album this year, and I really want to try to make it work, so I am just going to try to be flexible from week to week and fit in things where I can. Also, I should mention I used the Felicity Jane date stamp to stamp out my dates there. I don't label my weeks, even though I am working in a weekly format, and I just find that makes it a little bit simpler if I happen to skip a week here and there. Then I don't feel bad. I don't feel like I have that gap in my album. Having the dates is just a little more subtle. And I noticed that as I flip through my albums, it's not a big deal to me if I know what week it is. I just kind of care about the month that it is. So I'm just trimming some things down, figuring out what sentiments I want to add to the photos. I am going to go in with my Lola stamp set. This is definitely one of those sort of essential stamp sets that I find myself gravitating towards all the time. There are just so many everyday words and phrases on the stamp set, like today's story, remember this, noteworthy, newsworthy. Just lots of really great everyday sentiments. So I'm going to add in a couple of those to my spread. By the way, I will have everything that I'm using in this video linked in the description box below, so check that out if you're interested in anything that you see here. The last thing I'm going to do is add a sentiment to the tag on the right hand side. I'm going to add a stamp from the Jill stamp set. So that is actually, the noteworthy stamp is from the Lola stamp set, but what I'm adding onto this tag here is from the Jill stamp set. I love this sentiment, start each day with a grateful heart. So I'm going to stamp that on there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add a puffy heart to the photo of me with my friend up in that top right hand corner of the 3x3 grid. It was a little bit hard to see us in the photo because we were standing in the shadows below the trees there, and so I just wanted to draw some attention to where we were in that photo, especially because it's kind of small being in that 3x3 square. But that is it. That will complete this page. So I hope that you enjoyed this process. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. And I will see you again soon. Bye.